Casting with Blaze, and today I have a very special video for you. Short, sweet, just talking about bass fishing and the Helix 5 that I just got. This unit, it came ready to go right out of the box. I got the side imaging one. I like the side imaging because when you get a side imaging transducer, you see straight underneath the boat, you see off the sides. Because you got the down imaging built into it on the Helix 5. If you get the right one off of Amazon, that's where I got this one. It was sold directly from Humminbird, so no problems with it. But anyway, I got the SI. It's the G2. It's got everything you would ever need on a kayak. Because that's what I'm putting this on, and that's what my channel is based off of. I'm a kayak angler. I like it. It's a growing, it's a big sport that's growing, kayak bass angling, because it's cheaper. You can have more tournaments, and you can really get into some places that you wouldn't normally be able to get into, or you wouldn't want to. Like, hey, I'm going to take my $60,000 bass boat through this little tiny cove that opens up into a nice opening, and there's some big bass back there. No, you're not. A logical person is not going to do that. I've done it. Not on a $60,000 boat, though. It's nice because it can really be turned into a family sport. I've seen lots of fathers and sons competing in these tournaments. I've seen lots of husbands and wives competing in these tournaments. They have online, they have in person. With coronavirus, sanitize. Anyway, with coronavirus, the online tournaments have picked up in the last year. I was overseas for the past year. I was in Germany and Poland. So I didn't get to fish a lot of the tournaments I would like to, and that was a bummer because there was a lot of nice tournaments that were going on when I was gone. And it was a bummer. But already happened. New year, new tournaments coming up. I'm going to have a little more time to go off and fish these tournaments. And anyway, this is the Helix 5. So this unit is very simple to run. I'm going to turn the brightness down so you can see that. So this unit is very simple to run. It's got all the buttons on the side. You got your view. Just by a click of a button. Boom, boom. I got my side imaging, down imaging. So I like this down imaging a lot. The side imaging is where you can obviously see there's fish there. This is the simulation, but you can see there's fish on this cover. You can identify that that's just cover. You can identify there's fish on it because you can see it here, you see it here, and you could see it there. You know those are fish. It's quite a bit of fish. Here's the down imaging, side imaging. So you can see there's fish on there. You can see them. They're directly underneath the boat. That black space is directly underneath the boat, and then when it hits the bottom, it shoots off. So you can see it's kind of, you got fish there, fish there. You see some rocks over here. Some solid objects that are sticking off the bottom. So it's like this, and then think of your kayak up here. It's like a flashlight. It's going to bounce back, and it's going to be a solid object, and you're going to see the bottom is going to be highlighted black or orange, depending on how far up it is. It's hard to explain. That's the easiest way I can put it. Think of it as a kayak, flashlight, shining down, and then bouncing off stuff off the bottom. Kind of like a down imaging. So then you got your GPS on here, which is really cool. Setting waypoints with this bad boy. Simple. Click mark, scroll over where it is, boom, mark it. So say you're floating by a nice big old tree and you know there's fish on it, but you know they're not active right now, like you've hit it a couple times, you're like, okay, I'm going to come back to it. Mark it, come back to it. That's my biggest. If you can use your depth finders to their full potential, marking waypoints, saving spots, you're going to be successful. Using this tool has changed how people fish. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's definitely better for a speed fisherman or a guy in a tournament. It's changed. It's changed it. It's changed the game, and it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time because more people are gonna have these. This unit runs about $600 some dollars, the one I got at least. So people you can afford that. And the only difference after you get up in that $600 range, the only difference after that, like I really dug into the box when I got this. I literally $400 range. You're not gonna get like the down imaging, side imaging like as nice as you would get for that. I really encourage hitting that $500 range, and so do a lot of other people. And it's true. It just that really gets into the meat and the potatoes of fish finders. When you hit that $500, $600 mark, then you're really getting into it. You're gonna have a smaller screen, but you're getting everything, just about everything that the bigger ones got. So like your 12-inch screens, your 14-inch, like massive screens, you're getting the same stuff, smaller screen, and that's a lot. That's a lot to fit on a small screen. But if you're on a kayak, you want to care about your space a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is perfect for me, in my opinion. The Helix 5 or the Helix 7, perfect on a kayak. I went with the Helix 5 because it's a little cheaper, to be honest with you. And I want to be able to take it off my kayak and put it in my car and leave it there, because I'm making a box that I can screw on, take off, screw back on, plug it in, good to go. Like I don't have anything else to worry about, because I'm a quick guy. I'll be on a pond, and all of a sudden I'll get a call. Hey, you gotta come to work. Cool. Pack everything up, throw it on the car, go to work. That's the kind of fisherman I am, and I'm gonna admit that. Fishing on a time crunch is not something to be worried about, because if you get good at using this, and you get good at fishing on, like, hey, I'm on lunch right now. I got a 2-hour break. Might as well fish a little bit. So you're gonna be sitting there fishing. Also, you look at the time. All right, time to pack up. If you can get good at packing up and leaving, there's nothing wrong with that. You can be on time, whatever. Like fishing on a time crunch is good, because you got to think about it this way. I'm going to catch as many fish in 2 hours as I can. I'm going to use these baits to start it. I'm going to fish it this way, and I'm going to see if it works. If it doesn't, cool, you learned something that day. You also got to take notes. Take a notebook, a waterproof notebook, or just a regular notepad, and take notes. Mark down what kind of cover you've been seeing. Mark down what kind of cover the fish have been on, which, if you know how to read this, you're going to find that out very quickly. But those are just some key pieces of advice, and me blabbling on about what I do. But it's also the first video of this channel, so you're going to get a little to know about me. Like, I can go off on topics, left, right, scatterbrain, you know? But for the most part, this unit, it can do everything you're going to need. The Helix 5 with the GPS is all you truly need in a kayak or on a kayak setup. Navigation colors are good. You can have different color schemes. It's really nice, actually, because some fish will show up on some color schemes, and then you'll switch the color scheme and be like, wow, there was just a fish there. I switch the color scheme, and there's nothing there now. Even the cover will show up differently. I have it set to the orange and black just because that's what I'm used to. But another tip for most people that they don't know is, you see that it's completely surrounded by the black there? Those could be fish or rocks. But if you have your down imaging going and you pick those up on the down imaging, you're going to have success. But anyway, the down imaging goes 100 feet right, 100 feet left. You can adjust that, I'm pretty sure. I normally will keep it in the 100 to 90 foot range. I like to keep it in the range that I can cast, so I can judge from there. Judging distance is something a lot of people don't know how to do when it comes to looking at fish finders, and I'll do a video on that. But for the most part, it's just kayak, and then think of a light beam kind of going down like this, but it's more of a subtle drop, but it picks up everything except for what's underneath the boat. That's where your down imaging comes in handy. That's why it's good to have both on the screen at once, because you can be like, what's underneath the boat? Now what's over there? It's almost like a 360, which they do have 360 transducers, which I'm going to get at some point. But for right now, side imaging works. Side imaging, you're going to be at an advantage with it because you're going to be able to cover more ground. If you're in a kayak, you're going to be able to cover more ground, paddle, and be like, there's trees there, rocks there. Someone rolled a tire into the lake. I'm going to mark that. Like, you know, you're going to be in an advantage. Mark down what you see the fish on. Mark your waypoints. It's super easy. You just click a button. And if it's on the wrong view, you just click menu and you say active pane right, active pane left. And it's simple. So menu, active pane right, active pane left. See, it'll switch from the GPS to the side imaging. And then you click mark, and you can mark your waypoint on there. So I'm going to exit, mark. See how I can scroll on there a little bit? Say I want to mark this rock right here. Oop, I turned it off. Whoopsies. Technical difficulties. I bumped the wire that I have rigged up right now. I just have it rigged on a 12 volt 7 amp AGM Duracell battery. It's just simple battery. I will be running this off of a full size gel 12 volt. It's going to be a little expensive, but it's a full size. I'll be running it off a full size battery because I will be having other things on my kayak. I'll have a phone charger, a GoPro charger built in, so I can keep my GoPro plugged in because I'm not going to worry about it getting too wet. I'm going to have it out of the case, but that's just me. Okay, so you can go to mark, go to menu. So that's that's a fish right there, right off this ledge. That's a fish. Scatterbrain once again. Anywho, I'm getting kind of close on time, but say you want to mark it, you gotta wait for the whole screen to go. It's kind of weird. Exit demo. So I want to mark a fish. So go to view, and I'll go back to the GPS and the side imaging. So I want to mark something. So I'm gonna go to view. Nope, I'm gonna go back. Active pane left. Exit. Active pane right. I screwed it up. There we go. Okay, so active pane. So you see that cover down there? I can mark it. Click mark. You click this little thing right there. Boom. And it marks it. It should say, oh, yep, waypoint 5 created. And it marked, if you go into view, and you want to know exactly where it is, you go into your view, your GPS view, click, all the way to the GPS view, and you zoom in. And it's going to show you on the GPS where that waypoint that you marked is. You see those dots right there? It's going to show you, hey, this is what I've marked. Another thing I really like about this one is you can make maps. See? That you can make that. So if I was driving around in here, it will make an updated topographic map. If you have a good enough memory card, you could do the whole lake and you'd be fine. But I normally, I'll hit a couple of key points and then I'll start doing a chart plotter. From my understanding is you can chart plot with this. I need to test it myself and take it out of the simulation mode. But you can chart plot with this, from my understanding. So that's going to be a really key point because I'm going to have highlighted points. I'm going to be like, these 5-foot spots are going to be marked in red, blue. You can change the colors of them. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's everything I can tell you so far about the Helix 5. I'll have more videos of me using it. And, yeah, I hope you guys find this video a little bit of educational. If I said anything that's completely off the wall craziness, leave it a comment or shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm the Lone Hunter. It's the.lonehunter.hunter. And then obviously I'll read the comments. I'll read the comments. Every like counts. Subscribe, share this video, or don't. I'm just getting started here, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Kind of a rough first video. It's on my phone. I don't have my GoPro here yet. It's coming in the mail. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned, and I'll have another video up in about 7 to 8 days, give or take. I'm on a 2-week quarantine because they have a COVID scare at work, and then I got tested, and I still haven't got my test results, so they just said go on quarantine for 2 weeks. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.